I've been doing the tedious task of sanding the bodywork back. Still got a little bit more of the fog to just smooth out the final bits to make it good. Gonna do a quick coat of primer on the roof because that's definitely the worst affected area. There's quite a lot of clear coat that was peeling, so this will need a few coats of primer. So I'll just do the roof for now while I'm still finishing these off. I'll let that dry and come back tomorrow and give it a sand. The rest of this is pretty damn good. It's not a lot that needs to be done in terms of filling. There's a few spots, like door dings, and oh, that one was pretty bad. I'm guessing someone wall tapped something there, but no, it's pretty good all in all. Making progress on the front bumper. I've filled in the cutouts where the previous owner had done big semicircle cuts for the intercooler piping, but now that I've moved the intercooler further in towards the radiator, I don't need those cuts anymore. So I have filled it in with fiberglass and fiberglass filler, and it's looking a bit better. It's a bit more even. Before, there's a huge scallop out there you can kind of see. It just looks pretty naff from the front. Also, I don't know if you guys remember, but these are the wheels that were on the blue car. Previous owner had plasti dipped them and then clear coated on top of that, which is probably the worst thing you can do. Anyway, I bought some paint stripper and coated it, and three go overs of paint stripper and then water blasting it off. It's kind of come up like this. Pretty good. Not perfect, but that's a raw aluminium. It looks like just like the cast finish on it, so paint should stick to that real nice. So I'll probably pull these faces out because they are 3-piece, or possibly 2-piece welded. I can't really tell. These wheels will be refurbished and might put them on the car, might sell them, don't know. See what they look like.
This, that Louisville, Kentucky kid. Right out the gates, I told myself I never let anybody decide my fate. I've been jumping over hills, even skipping meals. That's what you gotta do when nothing's handed on a plate. Jazz was the escape. The sound of Charlie Parker would be keeping me awake. I didn't want to sleep, so turn it up for goodness sake. Start to shut my eyes. Funny when I drift away, I never feel more alive. Saxophone would hit me like a ton of bricks, trumpets galore. Turn it down, parrots smashing my door. Piano notes roll like it's smashing a 4. Bass drops, now it's thumping the floor. Now I'm craving for more. Picked up a nice pen and I wrote. When I was at high school, my friends took me for a joke. Now they choking in my waistline, saying they proud. And you wonder why I like my music loud. Drown them out, stuck to it now, look where I am. Chasing my dreams, surrounded by fam. Doing shows, people clapping their hands now. Never would have happened if I ain't take a chance. Now let's vibe, now let's vibe. Make sure you keep your dreams alive. Put your headphones on, need you to sing along. Drown them out, to drown them out, yeah. Stuck to it now, look where I am. Chasing my dreams, surrounded by fam. Doing shows, people clapping their hands now. Never would have happened if I ain't take a chance. Now let's vibe, now let's vibe. Make sure you keep your dreams alive. Put your headphones on, need you to sing along. Drown them out, to drown them out, Pride of followers obey what they are told from the day that they are born and only notice when they're old. Platinum and gold, don't mean jack.
Just laid down the second or third-ish coat of primer on the car. Let this harden for a couple of hours and I'll come back this afternoon and start sanding it. Overall it's looking pretty good. Bit of a eggshell texture, don't know if you can see that, but if you've ever sprayed primer before, you'll know what it's like. It's a bit rough, so I'll give it a hit with some 320 grit and then might go up to 500-ish, 600-ish before I put the white down. But all the bits that I filled with fog, can't even tell, like that here was a big dent, it's all gone.
Now let's vibe. Make sure you keep your dreams alive. Put your headphones on, need you to sing along. Drown them out, to drown them out, yeah. Stuck to it now, look where I am. Chasing my dreams, surrounded by fam. doing shows, people clapping their hands now. Never would have happened if I ain't take a chance. Now let's vibe, now let's vibe. Make sure you keep your dreams alive. Put your headphones on, need you to sing along. Drown them out, to drown them out.
Just sanded it down all the way up to 400 grit was my last pass. Honestly, don't think I need to do any more than that. It's looking pretty sweet. A few spots where it's gone through to the etch primer, but whatever, they're both 2K, it's not going to be a big issue. And yeah, so the plan is for me to come down here first thing tomorrow morning, kind of like what I did this morning, and spray the whole car white and clear it before the wind picks up. Normally picks up around 9:30, 10, so I'll probably try and get here about 7:30, do the whole thing, and then can leave it to dry over the weekend, then come back on Monday and start reassembling. Ooh. Can't even tell. Oh, there's a little bit of bog in there. From certain angles you can kind of see it, but not really. Alright, I just laid down the colour and the clear. Went down pretty good. Just did a quick clean up in the shed, but I will leave it for a couple of hours before I come back and check. But didn't really get any shit in the paint, which I'm pretty happy with. And this clear coat that I've used is a lot better than the one I used on the Datsun. It's you can see straight away it's like glass, nowhere near as orange peely. So yeah, pretty happy with that. We'll see how it dries, and might need a bit of a buff, but shouldn't need much. Like looking at that, and yeah, stoked. Taking all the masking off, I am going to attempt to drive it up to the main garage where I will refit everything. Got my new accelerator cable, but I'll install that up there, so I'll just drive it up with clutch only. Hopefully it'll make it up the hill. Should be a good transformation. Still got to paint the bonnet and the bumpers, but I'll do that over the next week or so. So yeah, got the car up here, no worries. Got all the body panels lined up nicely. Got the driver's side pretty much done. Got the boot lid on. Tail lights done. Looking pretty good so far. So giving them a full restoration. I've left this scratch in here. Partially because I can't actually remove it. I'd have to replace the whole headlight lens, and also just to kind of show where the car's come from. It's definitely not perfect, this car, but it's got a history, and I think that's a pretty cool way of showing it, that it's you know, once was a pretty beat up old boat, and now it's looking pretty good. So yeah, got the fenders kind of just loosely sitting on there at the moment. Headlights all done. The rear end's pretty much sorted. I did all the latches and things like that for the doors this afternoon. I've sprayed up the bonnet, front bumper, rear bumper, petrol flap, all the other little bits and pieces in primer. So I'll let them harden overnight, and then tomorrow I'll come back and hit that with some 320 and do colour clear, and then leave it for a couple of days, and I can bolt those on as well. Unfortunately, I tried to start it today and it's not getting spark now for some reason, which is weird because I drove it up here about 36 hours ago and no issues at all, just fired right up. I haven't really changed anything electronics wise. All I've done is fitted this throttle cable, and I'm wondering if I maybe bumped a wire underneath the steering column. So I'll grab Henry's Link ECU data management cable and check just to see, but hopefully that's nothing too major.
So I hit him with a dough. Walk into my Escalade, tell them boys I'm not afraid.
So I've got the both the bumpers all primed up, just about ready to paint. This one just needs a quick scuff up and it's good. This one probably needs a little bit more filler in certain spots, but apart from that should be pretty close. And same deal with the bonnet. I put some bog in these back bits where the Honda hood mod had kind of bent the metal, and there's a few stone chips in the front that I've filled. Alright, come to the end of another week. Got the Skyline pretty well buttoned together now. All the door seals and stuff are back in. Door cards are still out because I'm just waiting on the paint for this side mirror. Then I can put the door cards back in, and electric windows. I put the tri-spokes on the other day, as you saw. Yeah, today's really just been wiring. I've got that issue where there's no spark, so I've just been tidying up all the wires just in case it was a plug that had come loose or something, but still hasn't fixed the issue, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I've got the Link ECU cable connected up to my laptop, but didn't really show me anything, but it has got some pretty handy tools like being able to fire the coil packs individually and injectors and all that, so I can see what's working. And the issue is no spark, but the fact that they're all gone at once makes me think that it's probably the igniter or something downstream of that, rather than all of the coil packs going or all of the spark plugs going, because it was very highly unlikely. I'll just have to keep digging and I'll keep you guys updated. So I've got this here, which is a prototype segment of a wing that I'm developing for the R33. Mounts up like that, so it's kind of got like a built-in gurney flap. I'll show you a photo of it right now.
Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West.
So that was kind of what it looks like on the car. It's only 1/3 of it. There's a middle part and then a part for the other end that still needs to go on, but this is just a quick test of this to see if it works, and it looks like it will. It's going to be covered in carbon, and this is just 3D printed on my printer, and it's pretty much hollow, so real light. This is just to kind of take the shape. So we have just been issued a quarantine alert here in New Zealand, so this is probably the last I will be touching this car for a while, just seeing as it's at my parents' place. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to figure out the reason why it wasn't sparking. I went through, checked all the relays, all the fuses, all the wiring. In theory, it should all be good, but I just can't figure it out. You know, I rewrapped the whole loom, put it back in, plugged everything back in, and still the exact same issue. Good news, I've got both the wing mirrors on now, so that's good. Decided what I'm doing with those. Ended up painting the inner bit here black, just because the coverage on the white wasn't very good, and it kind of, yeah, it should look all good. Ended up putting some of this nylon sheathing on top of those blue hoses. Tidies it up quite a lot, gets rid of a lot of the blue in the engine bay. Just need to sort out this bullshit, but just gonna have to wait for about a month now. All the shops are gonna be closed for next month, so yeah. Also ran out of paint. Henry just sent me a text. He's going to be painting his car over the 4 weeks that he's got off from uni. So I'll just give him the rest of the paint that I've got, and I'll leave the bumpers and stuff until the paint shop reopens, and then I'll get the paint for that, and I can paint my bumpers and finish this off when this bullshit is all over. At least I've got my 3D printer at home, so I'll be continuing on with the blade wing kind of thing. This is the factory one. The one that I'm making kind of kicks up quite a bit more back here. Yeah, already modded that. Short throw now. Short the story.